Hello, everyone, and welcome to our virtual celebration. This is for the week of Sunday, January 16th and beyond. Our special music this week is Alice Wallace. And by the way, our live service the following week, the 23rd, Alice will be there with Caitlin Cannon. They are known as Side Pony. They will be the special music at our live service. If you're in town, please drop by. So, here we go, the third of the 4 back to basics, what it does.
I lost my way down that long dark road. I lost my way, but a light brought me home. And only I could see where it came and heard the faint call of my name. I felt the pain of losing it all. I felt the pain before I felt the fall. My body weak, but my mind so strong. I learned to walk again on my own. Standing on a mountain with my arms held high, stretched to the heavens, soaking up the sky. The beauty of a moment that doesn't pass you by. Well, I will cherish every moment till I die. Ooh. But this pain's still there. But each day I wait and send thanks somewhere. If I should stop being grateful for this, then let me give my life to someone else. Standing on a mountain with my arms held high, stretched to the heavens, soaking up the sky. The beauty of the moment that doesn't pass you by. Well, I will cherish every moment till I die. I will cherish every moment till I die.
So we are in the third week of our Back to Basics. And the Back to Basics really are from the introduction of the Science of Mind text that was written by Ernest Holmes originally in 1926 and then again edited, I think, in 1938. But the 4 things, it's something that I remember way back when I first came into New Thought. And it's a tradition that I just find so good to revisit. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. So today we're in that third part of it, which is what it does. And what it does essentially is this. As Ernest Holmes says, it takes the direct imprints of our thoughts and it acts upon them. So I want to share a story, and it's a story of a man by the name of Wernher von Braun. You probably have not heard of him, but I heard of him just the other day in a conversation. So Wernher von Braun was a physicist. He worked in Germany in the 30s. And then after the Second World War, he came over to the United States, and he was part of the Apollo project. And he said this once, and I'm not sure I'm quoting it verbatim, but the essence of it is there. He said this. He said, "The laws of physics are so precise that we can choose a place and a time and send a rocket millions of miles to the moon where it will land and then take off and come all the way back and land near a boat in the Pacific Ocean." If you think about that, that's a really remarkable thing. And what he's saying is that as we understand physics and the laws that govern physics as we understand them, they are that precise that we can send rockets into space, that we can calculate the size of things millions of miles away, that we can go deep, deep, deep into understanding the very nature of the building blocks of the entire cosmos. Now, my question is this: if this divine intelligence, this thing itself, works in such a way at the physical level, to me, it only makes sense that it works at this very same level at the mental, at the spiritual. And that as we learn to use these specific principles, then we can metaphorically send a rocket to a destination, have it land there, and return to us the bounty of its adventure. So something that we understand about this law is that it works through us. And because it works through us, it only operates at the level of our understanding of it. In the Science of Mind text, Ernest Holmes writes this: "All invention, art, literature, government, law, and wisdom that has come to the race has been given to it through those who have deeply penetrated the secrets of nature and the mind of God." So one of the things that metaphysics teach us is this, is that we are our own idea of God. Let's ponder that. The God that we experience is the God that we perceive. And we've talked about this the last couple weeks, that for many people, their perception of God is way, way, way too small. And not only is it small, but we expect this divine presence to operate at the level of our smallness, as opposed to allowing ourselves to expand until its greatness. And all of this takes place at the level of the imagination. And so if we're wanting to experience a deeper bounty, a deeper love, a deeper joy in this divine experience, then it's incumbent upon us to expand ourselves to accept it. You know, we've all heard the stories of Japanese Zen masters and in other stories where, you know, the teacup is only so small and we're trying to fill it and fill it and fill it. Where really what we want to do is we want to expand the cup, increase the vessel. And the thing of it is when we do this, we're never, ever the same. The great American transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson says it this way: "The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions." So when we grow, we continue to grow. I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about the things that we love to teach. And she was telling me, she says, you know, I really love to teach prosperity classes, because prosperity classes, it's really easy to see a demonstration, right? And in mental science, the one thing that we can bank on is the demonstrations that we see. And the thing about prosperity is it's immediate. When our consciousness changes, it's reflected in our experience of our own personal prosperity. So, this is her juice, because when students learn, they demonstrate. When a mind is stretched, it never returns to its original smallness. So, if we're wanting to demonstrate, if we're wanting a greater experience of it, then through the power of our imagination, then it's on us to begin to expand ourselves, our imagination, our ideas, to encompass the thing that we desire. Again, Ernest Holmes writes this: "The one who wishes to demonstrate some particular good must become conscious of this particular good if he wishes to experience it. Therefore, he or she must make themselves and their mind receptive to it, and they must do this consciously. There is no hocus pocus in a mental treatment. It is always definite, conscious, concrete, and explicit. We are dealing with intelligence and should deal with it intelligently." So here's my question, or one of my questions. Let's look at our life as a story, as a good book. And like every good book, there are 4 characters that make it interesting and exciting and keeps our attention to it. The first is every good story has a victim, right? The victim is someone who lives at the effect of things outside of themselves. In many ways, victims have sort of given up hope of anything better or bigger than the life that they live. Then there's the hero. And the hero often begins like a victim. Have you ever noticed how many stories you've read where the hero is an orphan or is down on their luck or something? But something happens to the hero. They begin to imagine their life bigger, and they grow. And of course, every story has a villain. The villain is that which pushes against. The villain's job is to challenge the hero to be their very, very best, because the story is all about the hero. But there's another part of every good story. Even though there's a villain harassing the hero, even though the hero has moved from victimhood to herohood, he doesn't do it alone. She doesn't do it alone. No great person receives or experiences the fullness of their life alone. There's always a guide. The guide is that which loves us, cares for us, is wise, and points the direction. So all of us have this little voice inside of our head that says that there is no little voice inside of our head, and it's always telling us how we can do things better. We're all familiar with it, right? It's called the inner critic. In many ways, it's the villain. But how many of us have developed our inner guide, that which is wise and loving and cares about us? And so here's my assignment for the week, is to make the decision. You are the hero in your own story. Say this: I am a center of divine consciousness within the vast whole. That is your affirmation. That is each and every one of our statements of truth. Say it often. I am a center of divine consciousness within the vast whole. And then open yourself to guidance, that inner voice within you that knows the way. This is the divine. But what you'll also find is that guidance will show up almost everywhere. As my teacher used to say, cooperators are standing by. If we're open, a sunrise, a play that we watch, company of someone that we're with, a book that we discover, a song that we're listening to, will point the way. We are all guided. If we open ourselves to this, it will show its way to it. When our perception changes, our experience expands. And once our consciousness expands, it will never, ever, ever return to where it was. Once we become a hero, we will never, ever live as a victim again. Thank you.
Sail away into the blue. It's out there waiting, it could be waiting for you. You're only scared of the things that you can't see. Most beautiful things you only see in your dreams. It's all a mystery, an untold story, a blank page waiting for a line, a metronome just marking time. And now you stand right at the edge, where you're going, where you've been. The only certainty is you and the blue. And the blue. Sail away till you can't see. A speck of land or the person you used to be. A place where you can't hear what they all say. And all the pain and the shame of the world fall away. It's all a mystery, an untold story, a blank page waiting for a line, a metronome just marking time. And now you stand right at the edge, where you're going, where you've been. And the only certainty is you and the and the blue. And the blue.
Thank you again for being part of our virtual celebration. We're just so grateful. I am so grateful that we have created this community wherever you are. And however you find yourself on your spiritual path, please know that in this community, in this space, you are so welcome. And I want to thank you for the many ways that you support us. Every time you send one of these videos to a friend, every time you like it, every time you make a comment, it makes a difference. It allows us to grow just a little bit more. And always, for your financial support. It is allowing this community to grow, our message to get out there, and the many, many more things that we can do. And so again, thank you. And to those whom you love and those whom you receive love from, I wish you many, many blessings.